So in the first equation we were given the formula of the combustion of hydrogen to form water vapour. We were told that we started off with 200 centimetres cubed of hydrogen gas, 100 centimetres cubed of oxygen gas. We were asked to work out what volume of water vapour we would produce. Okay, well, what we need to do is look at attacking this question in different steps. So my first step is to work out which equation I'm actually going to use. Well, I'm asked for the volume of water vapour, which I know is a gas, which means I'm going to use N equals V over 24. Okay, so the step one, I need to calculate the number of moles of the volume where I know the volume of gas that I have. Okay, so I know the volume of gas of both hydrogen and oxygen, and here I've chosen hydrogen because for every 2 moles of hydrogen gas I end up with 2 moles of water vapour, and that just makes my ratio easier, because if I chose oxygen I only have 1 mole of oxygen to start off with and I make 2, so that's just going to make the calculation more complicated. Right, so the first thing I have is to actually convert the volumes that I have into litres, and doing this by dividing by 1,000. Well, I know in the question that I've got 200 centimetres cubed of hydrogen, so that is exactly the same as 0.2 litres, 200 divided by 1,000. Then I just need to plug the values into my equation. I know my volume is 0.2, N equals 0.2 divided by 24, which is the same as 0.0083 moles of hydrogen. Okay, so how do I then take that value to work out what volume of water vapour I have produced, which is what I'm asked in the question? Well, the next thing I need to do is look at my ratios, and in the equation, for every 2 moles of hydrogen I produce 2 moles of water, so my ratio is 2 to 2. Well, that can be simplified down to 1 to 1. Okay, so therefore I can work out what my number of moles of water vapour I've produced is. It's exactly the same as my number of moles of hydrogen that I started off with, 0.083. Okay, so I've got 0.083 times by 1. I've got that 1 from the ratio value there. Okay, then I need to rearrange my equation to make volume the subject. So if I start off with N equals V over 24, rearranging that to make volume the subject, I end up with N times 24. So N was 0.083 times by 24, that gives me an answer of 0.2, which is not a surprise because I started off with 200 centimetres cubed of hydrogen. So to make it simpler, if I had a ratio of 2 to 2, I had a ratio of 1 to 1. Well, if I start off with a volume of 200 centimetres cubed, therefore, I would expect to end up with the same volume. Okay, that's the easier way of doing it. But remember, that's only going to work for N equals V over 24.